What's going on, everybody? This is Nick Lawson from Squad Sports. We're really excited to be supporting the Free Agent Friday series. A lot of great talent out there. Without further ado, this is the next free agent you should be signing with your sports team.
All right, we're back with another Free Agent Friday, and today I've got Amber Costa with me. Welcome to the show, Amber.
Hi, well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's get started. Share with us where you went to college and what your degree's in.
Yeah, so I went to Cal State Long Beach. I had transferred there, and I originally was going for theater actually, and I just wasn't like, it was fun and it was a really good experience, and it also helped me get out of my shell and everything, but it wasn't something I wanted to do, so I actually ended up changing my major to journalism, and so I was able to um, do the school paper, so the Daily 49er, and I did some content writing and did some stuff for like sports and other events that they held, and I really liked that and ended up graduating with a degree in journalism, but I saw my minor in theater. So
Nice. Well, what got you interested in sports?
I basically grew up like in a family who just loved sports. We all watched, like we all played, we all went to games. My brother is probably the most out of all of us. Like he watches every team. He's like
Right.
knows all the stats, and he's older than me. So I was like, I want to be like my brother. He's so cool when I was young. So I just really started going to like his games when he was growing up. So he played a lot of hockey, actually. That was something that's really special to our family. I used to go to games with like my babysitter. She was a big LA Kings fan. And then I started going with my dad. So it was just really special to me and just like a part of our family. And even now, my brother, he lives close, but we don't see each other too often. And when there's a game on with teams, we're texting back and forth. Like it's just our special way to bond. And I
Yeah.
feel like that's like so special to me, and I know a lot of people that's how like they get into it too, so
Yeah.
that's really
No.
how I got into it.
Yeah, definitely. So when you were in college, did you do any internships at all?
I did one internship for graduation right before I actually moved to Colorado for a year, and I worked for this company called From the Hip Photo. It's a photography company, and I was a social media marketing intern there, which was kind of just like my first foot in social media and blogs and posting content. So that was really a good experience. They do like weddings, they do like corporate, like work with businesses. So kind of was nice to see like that side. And it was really cool to be able to see how they do things. And it was a really small company. It was like 4 people. And
Okay.
then there was a couple other interns. So it was nice to have like a team of interns to learn with them as well.
So what was your first experience in working in sports?
So my first experience is with the LA Chargers. I worked about 2 years ago. I got a position, I guess a little over two now, as a premium experience game day staff. So it's for all of their suites, their exclusive clubs, and just like a part-time, like I said, just game days. So I would go in the morning. It was like a full day. We would set up like our premium experience tents. We set up the suites, and then depending on what you got positioned that day, we had like party decks that you would host. You would make sure they're okay, or you check on suites, or you go escort like the VIP guests to the clubs in different areas, and even just like working, like knowing the arena and being knowledgeable about that and helping people who aren't in like the premium experience places as well. So that was just really cool to be able to work the actual games and like being in that environment. And that's really like what made me want to continue to grow and stay in sports.
So what's your ideal position that you're looking for now?
Right now, my last position, I was an events and marketing coordinator, and I really enjoyed that. I did a lot of mostly events more than the marketing side, but I really love the marketing side too. So any kind of like director, I would love to be, I like a marketing manager. I think being able to like have my own team, be able to manage, I feel like I'm a very patient person, and I just like being able to teach and also like learn their ways they do it. I feel like it's just a really good experience to like be able to take your knowledge and see how other people do it too. So I think anything in like marketing, obviously events, there's not happening, but I feel like now there's going to be a new way to do events, and I think it's so important. And so being able to have like a position where I could think of new ideas and how to engage fans is really cool.
How about what kind of stuff did you work on with the LA Clippers while you were there?
So the Clippers, I was at inside sales, and then Ontario. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
The
yeah, the
representative?
Clippers first. Yeah, LA Clippers
Okay.
first. Yep.
So sorry. So I was an
That's cool.
inside sales representative. When I first started getting to sports, I obviously got into the Chargers, but people were telling me, you have to do sales, you have to do sales if you want like full time. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't think I'm a salesperson. Like, my dad's a salesperson, and this is, he's like a talker. He talks fast. He's like on it. He's up at 7 and he's already like wide awake. And I'm like, that's just not me. But I ended up getting a job with the LA Clippers, which turned out to be something that was a really good experience for me. Really like pushed me out of my box. Basically typical inside sales. I feel like a lot of people in sports start there too. You're
Yep.
making 100 calls, the cold calls, setting meetings, and it was really special because like my first sale I made, it was like a courtside sale, and everyone was just like, "Who is this girl? She's like," they're like, "I couldn't even hear you talking on the phone. How did you make that sale?" And I was like, I had them come in for a tour of the arena, and it was just really special because it's like starts from there, because when I sold, it was a mom and a son, and the son was like a huge fan, and it just like made me think of me like when I was a kid and I loved sports. So it was such a good experience. Like I really learned to like be able to just pick up the phone and not be scared, and
Right.
like, you know, handling the objections. And
Because it's a grind. Inside sales is definitely a grind.
it's such a grind, yeah. And I was really fortunate. We had like really great managers, and it was interesting time too because the LA Clippers, they were kind of changing and they were growing. So I was in a class of like, it started out like 25 people, and then it doubled. It was 50 inside sales reps, which is
Wow.
crazy. Like I've
Yeah, it's
never,
nuts.
yeah. So that was really cool, and I actually ended up doing like really well. I was like top 4 pretty much the whole time in my class out of 50 people. So I
Nice.
was really like proud of what I accomplished and learned there.
It's good to get out of the comfort zone every now and then.
Yeah.
So, how did you transition from sales to marketing and events with Ontario?
Yeah, so I had another marketing position before I worked at the Clippers at a finance company. So I had some experience with like social media campaigns, advertising, stuff like that. And I had spoken with my manager at the inside sales, and I told him like marketing was what I wanted to do. And obviously, marketing and sales are like the same. It's just more behind the scenes marketing. You're not making the calls, you're just putting things out there. So I let him know, and I just started looking for positions, and came across one at Ontario, and just start apply, like spoke with my manager about it, and just end up getting the position. And I think it helped obviously having that experience, even though it wasn't the sports, but having that marketing experience before really helped me as well.
So, what kind of any project specifically that you worked on with the Ontario Reign?
Yeah, so it was a really exciting year for them because they ended up having the AHL All-Star there.
Oh, nice.
So it was really cool to be able to. That was kind of like my first project I got thrown in to do on my own. And so we did a fan fest before. Like the LA Kings had done something similar when they had their All-Stars. So I had like reached out to people there and seen what they did, and started reaching out to a bunch of like fans, like getting a red carpet for the players, like games before, and just organizing all of that and making sure it runs smoothly the day of, and obviously just like running around the day of, making sure everything's going right. So that was really cool to see, like finally like the result of it, because it was the first thing I did. And then as well as that, we had done Beer Fest, which was really cool because the first one they did, I wasn't at the team, and they said it didn't go very well. And so I was really excited to be able to like, okay, come in and see like what I could do differently. And so they have it like an outdoor patio before the game, and they have a live band, and they have like tasters, and just like a way to get obviously more people out. So that was really fun to be able to coordinate that. And I also did like another big one was our rain day, which is with season ticket members. So it's autographs. And that one was really special because I got to work with some of the players on that day, and, making sure like it was just cool to see like that part of it because it was something I hadn't done, and like making sure that they're okay and like they're signing everything. And it was really successful compared to the year before they had said, and we had tried some new things. So again, it was just cool to be able to come in and make some changes and see that it worked, and then hoping
Always
at the
good.
time that I was going to get another chance to make it even better the next year. But obviously things changed, but it was still a great experience.
What would you say is, some of the biggest skills that you bring to a new position?
Yeah, so I think kind of just like everything I talked about, like every position, I feel like I've learned something new that is important. Obviously, working in sales, like being able to have that communication skills is so important. Knowing like CRM and even that like back part of it and how that works and everything is important because you're constantly like working as a marketing, you're working with sales, even working the game days, like seeing how the experience is, like being in there. I feel like I learned a lot. Just like every little thing, and working at the marketing administrator, I learned how to use Adobe, like Photoshop, graphics, videos. So I feel like I'm a little rounded in everything. And then just working at Ontario, being in a minor league team, I feel like you get the opportunity to wear many hats and work with different departments. Yeah. And so I feel like I really was able to like, I worked with like game operations. So I saw like how like the game goes, like when they put on the screens, what they're putting on, like, and then I worked with the arena and like doing suites and making sure like the catering's there. So I feel like I learned a little bit of everything, and just having that knowledge, I think, helps a lot in going into a position and knowing what other people are supposed to do too.
What do you think is the biggest area you need to work on?
I think asking questions, I'm always so like, I want to learn and do it on my own, but sometimes that takes more time and sometimes things need to be done faster. And so I think that was something I had tried really hard to work on because I was also kind of thrown into some things, and I was like, I just need to ask somebody. Like, I'm not being annoying. It's good to ask questions. I think that's something that's so important. So it's something I'm really trying to work on and not try to always just figure it out on my own, which sometimes it's good to see another way someone does it too. And
never hurts. Never hurts. So most of your stuff has been in like the greater LA area. Are you open to relocating, or are you looking for something in the LA area?
Yeah, I always say like I am very close with my family. Like I said, I grew up and they're like reason I love sports, but I always say if it's the right job, it doesn't really matter where you are, because if you're working with like people you like and you're in a position and you enjoy going to work, I don't, to me, I'm fine with going anywhere. And also it's a great experience to travel. Like I said, I worked in Colorado for a little, which was really cool. And I think just being able to see like how other teams in different areas, I'm totally open to that.
How about a fun fact about you?
So I guess it's like a newer fact right now. I'm trying to, because quarantine, I've signed up for like a yoga teacher training. So I've been trying to learn that. And then I've been doing some German. So I'm really trying to like pick up some language, and then hopefully maybe do teaching, and I'd like something on the side. And then I also just started pet dog walking. So just trying to do a little everything and just keeping busy. I think it's
I mean, that's the biggest challenge, is just staying busy and then just continuing to develop.
Yeah. I think once you kind of take a break, it's hard to get back to the motivation and like, so I'm trying to just like keep on the same level so I don't go down and then have to start over, and it's always harder.
No, well, I'm sure that you're gonna, land on your feet, keep staying motivated and positive, but I appreciate you joining me on the show, and let's keep in touch.
Yeah, that sounds great. Thank you again. It was nice to talk.